Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Off the Dome episode number 16. I'm with my boy Breezy. What's up, man?
What's up?
Nothing. Living life. Chilling. Like a villain. Shit hasn't been happening. At least I haven't really been seeing shit. I think we kind of talked about the Dr. Dre 20 million. I'm still trying to look that
That is
up.
a 2 million thing per month. Yeah, she wants like 2.8 million a month for some time till she can get back on her feet.
Like when I hear that, I'm just like, wait, until she can get back on her feet. Bitch, 2 million a month.
Bitch,
What?
1 million is enough to get on your feet and stay there for a few years.
Like what? What makes is she talking? I just never heard that shit. Hilarious. Now, let's just jump into it. One thing I really wanted to talk about, just as a whole, was Nick Cannon's career.
Does he really have a career?
Yeah, that was my thing. Is it really a career?
I don't think it is a career.
He didn't make that much money, I don't think. And it kind of sucked. I mean, what he did America's what was it? Not America's Got Talent. It was some fucking show, and he was doing that Nickelodeon, then wilding out and rapping, and that whatever podcast that's probably already canceled right now. But I wanted to get into the diss track, like
Which one?
He dissed Eminem 3 times, right?
Right.
And your ass ain't get a response once. You didn't get a response, bro. Like
Not a response.
And then the one, I don't even know if the Hitman Holla and them were on the other ones, but like that one was so trash.
Pray for him.
Like, no, y'all aren't real rappers. Keep that wild and out shit over there.
I mean, they are rappers, they're battle rappers.
But it didn't even sound good at all.
It didn't. But I mean, hey, was it supposed to?
I don't know, but it's like, damn, bro, you gonna send some shit at Eminem and it wasn't even he. Of course, he not responding to that bullshit. No, I really wouldn't want to see Nick get a diss track from Eminem. that kill shot was something else.
I mean, he's had a diss song before from Eminem, and not even a full one. He had Eminem dropped that song called The Warning. It was like The Warning Shot, or The Warning. And it was about Mariah Carey and him and Nick Cannon. It was pretty fucking hardcore. And that was like 10 years ago.
Damn, and his ass still ain't learning it. Stop trying, bro.
No, he didn't diss Eminem back though. Cause what can you say to that? He was like, let's talk about this like men. If you want to disrespect my wife and this and that, and you want to disrespect my woman, let's handle this like men.
What did he say about Mariah?
He just said he was like fucking with Mariah before Nick was.
I heard something. They said that he knew parts of the house. And shit.
Yeah, he said he's like, why can I explain areas of your house that have never been seen on cribs? He said, yeah. He said like a blow below the ribs. He mentioned he made it equivalent to a blow below the ribs because he was talking about how he could talk about her wine cellar and stuff and all that other stuff that she has in her house that hasn't been seen on cribs. But I think the wine cellar has been seen on cribs. But it's because she dissed him with that song called Obsessed, where she had a guy that was supposed to look like Eminem in the video. It was a guy with a goatee. Yeah, she tried to.
You tell me I've been singing that for a minute and I ain't doing. Why are you so obsessed?
No, I think that's something.
Oh,
I think that's Beyonce.
There was a Beyonce. That is, yeah.
No, there was a. Mariah Carey made a song though called Obsessed to get back at Eminem.
No, I think that is Mariah. That's crazy. I didn't even. If that was her, I didn't even know. I didn't.
It might have been. It might have been then. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it is. I thought it. No, because it was in that movie though. It was in that what's it called movie. So.
I did see. There was something about her. She was fucking. I guess her backup dancer or whatever. With no cap, she looked bad as hell for how old she is. I don't know how old she
She
is.
had a. She's okay. I mean, she's kind of a hoe.
I just kind of feel like, yeah, like damn, you fucking yo dancers, what?
Like, I would just feel so bad though. Yeah, that's supposed to be Eminem with the goatee on and shit. But,
wow.
yeah, you see how she tried to fade this man. She tried to fade this nigga, and then he made a diss song, and then Nick got mad. Like, it's one thing to date somebody or have like history with somebody, but to not acknowledge it. You have history with somebody, you gotta acknowledge it, even if you're not cool now. You threw the man. You try to throw the man under the bus, and then when he dropped a diss song, everybody was like, he shouldn't have did that. No, he should have. Shorty should have acknowledged that shit.
Okay, because I'm thinking about the lyrics and shit. I doubt Eminem is obsessed with you. Not like nothing against her, but like that nigga be on his shit. He be doing his shit.
I mean, what does he have to be obsessed with a Mariah Carey for?
Right, he got way more like. Okay.
I mean,
no, I never seen the video. If I would have saw the video, I probably would have been like, yeah, that makes, yeah, because that like you could tell she trying to clown him right there.
Yeah, no, Eminem. See, I don't see why people try to beef with Eminem. His bars are just so fluid. There's just so much fluidity.
It's just never worked out for anybody. To this day, I still don't understand. So, you play Call of Duty. You're a big Call of Duty fan.
For sure.
So, let's say this shit comes real. Let's say Call of Duty, it's a game, but it's a real game. You got your gun, you got your gear, but you can come back, but you're gonna get shot and die. You're gonna feel that shit. I feel like the scoreboard gonna pop up after the game. It's gonna be like Jakaiece, 0 kills, 25 deaths, and I would be very shitty. And everyone's like, "Damn, Jakaiece, you ain't even get a kill, bro."
Damn, bro, you gotta camp. If you don't camp, then, you won't get any kills at all.
On the controller, I'm barely hitting these niggas with the real gun. I'm not gonna hit shit.
Real guns are easier than controllers, though. Like, when you think about it, a controller, you're just like, it's an extension of your body because you can't do all this stuff on the controller, so you just have to find ways to substitute it. I mean, running and shooting a gun is probably easier in real life than it is in a game. But I mean, the game is trained professionals, so.
I would just, I like doing, just like the idea of it, but like, it'd be more like, I guess, paintball. Yeah, I guess, paintball.
BB guns.
Yeah.
Paintball guns. They do BB gun wars, but
Man, I got shot in the hand with it. I was like, oh, fuck, that hurt. My cousin was like, stop talking shit. I was talking. I don't know why I was talking shit.
BB gun or a pellet gun?
A BB gun. I don't know why I was talking shit to
you.
It was
metal or it was plastic?
Plastic.
Like the BB.
Oh, yeah, no, that was plastic.
Yeah, that's a pellet.
Oh, pellet.
Yeah. Metals are the BBs.
I was talking. He's like, stop talking shit. I'm gonna shoot you. I was like, shut. And he shot me. I was like, ah.
Yeah, that's not that bad. I got shot when I was like 9 in the foot.
It really doesn't hurt. It's just like, damn, bro.
It's just like a fast pop to your skin. So I remember my friend, brother, he was like, here, let me shoot you in the foot with it so you see how it feels. It's like,
when people get shot in the head with them.
Yeah, I got shot in the face with one. I got shot like, it was like right here. It had busted some skin. Because me and my cousin, we had, so like we weren't big into stealing. Like I wasn't big into stealing because my mom was like, she was really one of those parents that like whoop your ass if she found you doing some shit you weren't supposed to be doing. So, the few times in my life when I did shit like that, like we had stole some pellet guns from, we had stole them from Meyer, I think. I'm not even sure. It was either Gander Mountain, a store that used to be here, or it was like a hunting survival store, or it was Meyer or Walmart. But we stole like some pellet guns out of there, and later that night, because my mom didn't want me to have a BB gun, because I already had one prior, and I like ended up shooting myself in the throat with it. Like I didn't shoot myself in the throat. I shot at a tree and it bounced back and hit me in the throat, which is really fucking surprising because I didn't expect that to happen. But whatever.
Probably shot the fuck out of you. Like,
no, I mean it just tapped my throat and I was like, ow. I didn't expect it to bounce that way. So, But me and my cousin like were like shooting at each other in the front yard, and like we were using the trash cans as like cover. We were like moving them around and like shooting around them. And it's like I got shot in the face. I had to go inside. My mom was mad. So I ended up having to leave and go live with my dad for a while.
You know, with parents like that, parents that like really like when you do something, they just gonna beat your ass. I've got a number of ass whoopings for doing some, and you know what? I deserved it because I was doing some stupid shit.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta whoop your ass to get the point across.
For real, because afterwards you're gonna be like, damn, they took that to really just understand not to do that. But it's better. I feel like some people don't, you know, kids, and they're like, we're not gonna whoop your children. Well, if your children's being a badass, don't listen. You don't. Hey, a spanking will teach them.
Yeah, like don't beat your kid, but like whoop them. You know, there's a difference between beating your kid and whooping them. When you're whooping them, you're just like you're trying to give them guidance. When you're beating them, you know, you're just an asshole.
I can tell you when I got suspended from school and I was on the bus home, my stomach, I was like, man, I'm finna get my ass beat. I know I got. One time I got suspended for like 7 days. I was like, yeah, they called home. I'm finna get my ass handed to me. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even want to walk home. I was like, I'm just staying here. I don't even know where. I think I was like 3 blocks away. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do something. I'm not gonna go home.
Ass whoopings are serious. But I mean, shit, ass whoopings can avoid death. Because if you teach your kid right from wrong and you fully instill it in them, because, you know, I get that you should give your kid timeouts and shit. You know, that doesn't really work that I've seen in most cases. Because the child will get out. Like, you can put your child in the corner or you can put them in timeout. And when they get done, they'll just be like, oh, well, all right, time to go do what I was doing. And, you know, so, because I have a relative, a cousin who had 2 children around my age. And we grew up together. But, you know, we weren't close. We lived in different cities in the same state. And both of them, both her sons, they got killed a year apart from each other. And it's like, they got killed because she didn't raise them right. And she didn't instill them to have good morals or just good ethical practices. So, when her children, you know, and I'm not saying this to make, like, I'm not making fun of her. I'm not trying to take away her grief. You know, everybody deserves to grieve, but in that situation, that could have been avoided. Her children went to the streets and she applauded them for it. Her children had guns, they had wads of money with no job. And I mean, as a parent, that's a red flag. That your child doesn't have a legal job. They don't do a job, but they can fan money. They can fan a big fan of 50s and 100s and 20s. But, you know, then for that, you're co-signing them and saying that that's okay. When your child has a gun, and you're taking pictures with them and their money that they didn't get legally, and you know, if you're gonna co-sign that and say, you know, it's okay that you live this life, then when they die, you gotta accept responsibility. Like, okay, you know, this is my fault too.
But they be on Facebook. Well, my son ain't do nothing. He this and that. What? Your son was in the streets. I hate to be that guy too, but like,
I don't have her on Facebook.
You saw this happen, but like, no, I'm just saying in general. But like,
well, I'm saying it's like.
But when shit hits the fan, you're like, damn, he didn't deserve. Well,
it's everybody else's fault.
Yeah, everybody else's fault.
Because like I don't have her on Facebook, but I know people that do, and they've told me that, you know, she's always on there crying about how she can't make it without her sons and how she just can't do it anymore. And I'm just like, you know, you like I didn't get killed, you know, and I my mother raised me well, and you know, like my father was in my life. He's in my life still. We didn't, you know, I come from a broken home, so I lived with my mother. You know, I lived with my mother for my life. So, you know, I did stay with my dad at times, and I seen him a lot, but we didn't live with each other like that. So it's not like he had a big influence. And when you raise your children the wrong way, then, you know, you got to accept responsibility. You know, you can't be there for only the good times and be like, yeah, I did that, and then when they die or, you know, they get beat up, they join a gang, they start selling drugs. You know, you can't be like, well, that's not my fault. I didn't have anything to do with that. That's not me. You know, that is you. That's you. That both of those are you, the good and the bad. That's you.
Did you? Yeah, I think you showed me the video where the guy was trying to be on Antifa and his mom was slapping him like, what the hell are you doing? And then the guy on the news station, he was like, it's so funny that this guy, he will throw a brick into a cop car, but when his mom hits him, he wants to duck and all.
I believe that was Al Sharpton, he's a famous black pastor that's like he's really for black people or some shit. Like I don't know who it was. It was some. It was.
I was like, hey man, I'll go bring in a cop car. I'm swinging. I'm ducking. What you mean?
Well, I mean, well that's the thing though. You're throwing like to talk about Antifa like specifically.
Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't let my kids support that. I wouldn't let my kids support any of these movements though, because it's like it's just so dangerous now. Any movement or protest or whatever you want to call it, that shit. It always turns bad. It always turns sour. There's always those people in the crowd that fuck it up. So I couldn't let my kid to go that
why
shit.
they think it's just okay to set stuff on fire or just kill people outside. Hey, they're just trying to. They didn't have it like. It's so like wrong. Like I'm glad. Hey, I'd rather. It's crazy, but I'd rather them do this than try to start shooting that cop because then it's a real fucking war. You shoot at a cop. Yeah, no, we're gonna have fucking problems for real.
Yeah, no. People make these bad decisions. Like, I don't understand. People say like America's racist or you know, whatever, police are racist. Like I saw a video I saw like a live PD episode where there was this guy who had like 3 guns in his car, one under his seat in reach distance. So he could easily reach it and shoot the cop and like pull off if he wanted to. So keep that in mind. He had a Draco, which is an assault rifle or a submachine gun, which is semi-automatic, and then he had an AR, and then he had the pistol handgun, you know. So that guy had 3 guns in his car, and he didn't get shot to death. So I don't know where the racism is. I don't know where the injustice is, but that cop, I mean that cop should be taken to trial because obviously, you know, he didn't do his job. I mean, he didn't shoot that guy. You know, me, if I would have knew there was guns in the car, I might have shot him. Like, hey, you guys, there's like 2 or 3 y'all in the car. Y'all got guns in there in reach distance. Y'all could kill me and the cameraman.
How didn't you just like
I don't understand. Like he did a great job in my opinion. Like that guy.
Cause they all should.
He unloaded the guns. He was like, look, man, you're cool to go. You know, we got all this shit. You got a ticket. You know, you got to go down the street, you know, somewhere else and load your guns up. But, you know, you can't do it here, but you can go and reload your guns as soon as you get away from here. Where basically he didn't want him to reload his guns around the police.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that doesn't show that cops aren't racist and that police systems aren't made to be racist, that it's just the individuals making their own decisions, then I don't know what else can prove that shit. Because the fuck do you guys expect from police? Like, they have a life to live too. They don't want to die.
That's why with the whole just like the cops, my thing is like, come on, they're humans. If it's you or me, it's fucking me all day.
I mean, that's how it is in the streets. When you're in the streets, if it's you or another motherfucker, you're gonna try to have the advantage. You're gonna try to kill him before he kills you. That's just how it is in life.
And I just feel like people don't like cops are probably on they're just like, you gotta be paranoid. You gotta like, man, like
you could be driving and just get shot at because you're a cop. People don't like police. And then think about this.
People don't like black police. I'll tell you that.
I mean, because in the past, black police were sucking up to white police and doing shit that, you know, would make black people hate them, which I can understand would cause some tension. But, you know, now it's like you got ethnic police being more assholes than white police. So I don't understand what the difference is.
It's crazy. I can tell you this. Dealing with white cops is so much better than dealing with a black or, like he said, ethnic. I've dealt with a Mexican cop, a black, like, man.
Right, I've dealt with a few. I've dealt with white cops. They were more than nice. They gave me multiple chances to not, like, I kept putting my hands in my pocket out of reflex because I was nervous. And they was like, hey, can you not do that? And every time he was like, hey, you know, can you not put your hands in your pocket? And, you know, they didn't do me wrong. They just, like, they did their job. They let me know everything. I mean, like, they're underpaid. And it's like when you got people talking about these murders go unsolved, police aren't doing their job. Well, every time police come through, nobody remembers anything. Nobody saw anything. Everybody was asleep, taking a shit, watching TV, doing the dishes, doing something. Nobody
don't know who did it.
Nobody saw the guy that drove off after dumping 10 shots into the neighborhood. Nobody knows about who they saw running through that alley. Nobody knows.
That's the biggest problem in Chicago. And they're like, well, cops are, hey, you motherfuckers aren't making it easier.
Like, I don't know if they know the definition of snitching. Because, like, you know, back in the mob days, you know, mobs, when you own businesses and bars and shit, you would pay police to go shut down your competition. Were you snitching then, or were you making money? Were you continuing your cash flow? Were you stopping that nigga from getting ahead? Because it's not snitching then. You're playing the game. And this is like your neighborhood. Like, you want motherfuckers selling crack cocaine in your neighborhood? Yeah, if you do, then go ahead. Don't call the police. Let that shit happen. When you start seeing people suck dick out in the neighborhood for crack, and you see fucking heroin needles on the ground, don't wonder why your neighborhood went to shit. It's because you didn't try to preserve it. You didn't call the police. You didn't take the right measures. You just sat by and let it happen. Or when the police came, you didn't want to snitch. It's not snitching when it concerns you in your neighborhood. Like, that's where black people got it fucked up. Snitching is when you're in somebody else's business and you just like you in some shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. If it's your neighborhood, it's not snitching. But niggas don't want to get told on, so they call it snitching. And it's like, don't do some shit or don't get caught. How about that? I ain't gonna tell you to like don't do the shit, because if you gotta sell drugs to feed your family, you gotta do whatever to do to feed your family. Look, I ain't gonna tell you to not do it, because we all got our ways of handling shit, but don't get caught and don't be mad that a motherfucker told on you, because you knew the price, right? You knew the risk. So I don't understand why people be so mad and so hurt. Like, don't take the chance and there won't be the risk. No risk at all. No chance.
Just sad the way the world is and all the things that have happened.
Motherfuckers just throw their lives away.
2020 has got to be just like
shittiest.
I can't, like, looking at the news, I'm like, it makes me even more sad at it, because just if I can just block that out and just focus on my day, I'll be cool. But it's like hearing the shit that happened, or it's like what? It's just like it doesn't get better at all.
At all. It's actually getting worse this year.
Like, all I can keep thinking is, please 2021, please something, like something. Because I really like it. Like in the beginning of coronavirus, with all the riots and stuff, it was going downhill very quickly. It kind of got back up, but it's still going down. But at that beginning with the riots, it was like, what the fuck? I really thought there was gonna be like some big problems.
I mean, at least our town didn't go through that bad of like, we didn't actually have any riots. They just like protested and threw bricks at the mall.
You need like 3 places.
Oh yeah, that wasn't really a riot. Yeah, that was just looting.
I know,
like it wasn't a riot because there was like police weren't having to fight anybody.
I heard at the mall it got dicey for a minute at the mall.
Well, I mean, like Macy's got broken into.
Best Buy, I heard they got in there good. Or they got in there real good.
I mean, yeah, everybody went out.
It was in too many places.
And then like look at that shit. Then like what kind of change does that inspire? That inspires them to get better security. That inspires them to change security laws so that like people might be able to protect their property with guns, because they don't want to get hurt while they're working or some shit. Like
where we live, I knew some shit was gonna happen. I knew some places were gonna be broken. I even had a friend, because this was going on. Me and a bunch of friends were getting together. We didn't even know people were going to the mall. And this guy was like, "Yeah, let's go over there and start looting." We were just like, "Dude, fuck because they might be on bullshit. You never know what it's not even, you don't know what the cops are going to do. You don't know what other people in the crowd are going to do. And that's going to they start some bullshit and the cops are going to be like, okay, it's bullshit.
Like, imagine if somebody in the crowd has a gun, so then the police have to start shooting. And it's like
I'm just glad, Wisconsin, they have ARs in the crowd. Like, yeah, I'm glad I'm not somewhere like there where I know they can, it's legal.
Right, I mean,
it's intense situation.
It's pretty shitty the way things are set up. Because, I mean, the gun laws, like, they vary by state. So, like, Illinois, you can't have a gun unless you're 18 or over. And you can't, like, carry a gun unless you're 21. FOID card and concealed carry. And then we don't have the open carry policy here. So, our guns have to be, like, unloaded in either, like, your glove compartment, or it has to be outside of your reach, really. It can be within your reach on your property, on, like, private property, but in your car, or, it has to be, like, in a box, or it has to be with, where it takes you time, and it has to be unloaded. So you have to thoroughly think this through before you go through shooting anybody. It's not like you just pulled your gun out and started shooting. It's like, you got your gun, you loaded it, took the safety off and all that. So, I mean, different states have different laws, but we see how that's working out for Wisconsin. It's working out fine.
It's working out fine. But see, it's like so funny. People just, you don't know these things about Wisconsin. I've been to Wisconsin so many times. It's really ridiculous. I love it, but yeah. When I went there, I had a buddy who told me about all the guns. I was like, "What? They're carrying guns?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" I know there's one. I don't, it wasn't Keith. I was sure wherever the shooting was. I think it's like Milwaukee, somewhere up there, where like it's really bad, like gun violence and stuff.
Like, my brother lived in Arizona for a period of time. I'm not sure how long. I think it was just like a few months, but he lived out there for a while. And he when he came back to Illinois, he told me that, you know, that virtually like everybody had a gun, so they had low crime rate. Like, there wasn't really a bunch of violence because it was like damn near every person out there had a pistol on them. And he said it was like 16-year-olds or some shit could have guns, and I was like, oh,
whoa, 16.
Right, so it's like very low crime rates. What is it? I mean,
see, if everybody has a gun, it's like
it's kind of different though. If everybody has a gun, like stores being robbed, lower chances, because that means everybody on duty has a gun, and that means if you try to pull a gun on me and rob us, then you're either gonna shoot me and go to prison, or you know, I'm gonna shoot you, or you're gonna leave.
If someone's around you, they might just pull out a gun. Like, what you want?
Right, yeah, because that, you know, T Grizzly, the Big Bear rapper, that guy, that's what happened to him, or some shit like that. He was robbing a jewelry store, and somebody with a concealed carry upped that bitch on him and held him there until the police came.
See, I like it in that case. I think he did talk about that, but like, damn.
No, he framed it differently though. He didn't speak on it.
I bet he probably did.
I mean, he was talking about it. We're not even, you know, in First Day Out. He that's what he was talking about. And then the other thing was he stole like some computers out of some dorms.
Yeah, I know about that one.
Yeah, I think that was the back-to-back crimes he was facing. The cases he was facing.
Stealing computers, but I mean, hey,
That's what you gotta do.
Dumb shit.
It's the move.
It's for real to move. Okay, so I did. Well, we were talking about Chicago. We've seen rappers out from Chicago, you know, saying "fuck this guy's dead, homie." You know that. How do you feel about people disrespecting the dead? At this point, like, I just feel like if you're one of those guys out in Chicago and street life, is that whatever they call it?
I mean, it's not even just like Chicago. That's anywhere.
I mean, anywhere. But like,
anywhere somebody say "fuck your dead
I feel like that's like a.
I mean, personally, me.
Who just?
I don't do that. I don't say fuck people's dead relatives or people. You know, they dead homies.
It's pretty fucked
up. I mean, I've heard it be said.
Like, I didn't even know how to like really say this shit because it's like, wow, you said fuck somebody like wow.
But I mean, if you're gonna like reference Chicago specifically, then you gotta think about its gang ties to it. It's like, it's because so and so is dead, and they said fuck my homies, so now it's fuck his homies.
It's just like everywhere, like.
All right, so I mean,
I don't know. I was just like, damn.
It depends though. It's like okay, like if you think about it like this, if I'm beefing with somebody, and I'm like fuck him, and then he gets killed, you know, like I'm beefing with some guys, and it's like one of them gets killed, and I was already saying fuck him before he died, so I say fuck him after he dies. Yeah. Did it really change? I'm still saying fuck him. I still had beef with him. I mean, he's dead. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, why?
I mean, see, that's usually how it starts, though. It's like fuck this nigga and fuck his homies, and then one of them dies, and he's like, it's still fuck your homies, nigga. It's still fuck that nigga. He dead. Fuck him. I mean, people don't take that lightly because, you know, we tend to think that like once you die, you know, it's kind of over with. There's no reason for you to be like brought up anymore. It's like, you know, you're history at that point. You're just memories, you know, memories and speech. So for people to say fuck you after you're dead, it's kind of tough. I mean, if somebody were to say fuck my dead people, like, yes, I would jump on that same level, and I would stoop to that level, and I'd say fuck their people back. If it really mattered to me that much, like if it hurt me that much, yeah, I'd do it back. But I can't see myself actually leveling to do that. I'll whoop your ass. I'm not gonna go to the level, because then you don't know who you're disrespecting in that.
Yeah.
Because then you say fuck them, they're connected to a whole bunch of other people. So then them people, like, you say fuck him, or, you know, you might be beefing with his friend, but, you know, I'm his cousin, so now you got to deal with me. And, you know, That's just like a long line of never-ending bullshit that's just gonna keep cycling its way through your life. I mean, it can. I mean,
okay, we got some questions. Do you have a favorite number? I'm gonna ask someone. I'm sure I've already asked this.
probably say like 6.
Mine's I'm gonna say 7. That's mine.
Yeah, that was like my second. I was gonna say 7 because they're nice numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think you know any card tricks.
Card tricks?
Yeah. Would you want to learn any card tricks? I said.
I
always thought that was interesting, though.
I mean, I used to have like my mentor when I was younger in like 5th grade. He got me a disc of like magic, like tutorial. Like, you know, he bought me a magic kit basically, and you know, he's teaching me how to do this shit. You know, it looked cool, but that's what really turned me off of liking such things like that. So I mean, it's really not like card tricks. They're cool, but when you really know it's just sleight of hand and an illusion, it's not really as cool anymore.
Would you take a Playboy bunny home?
Yeah.
I never seen that sort of message until you showed me. That mention, goddamn.
Yeah.
Some people just have too much fucking money.
The ranch. The Playboy Ranch.
I wish I could just get that.
R.I.P. Hugh Hefner. That guy was a pimp. He was a fucking Mac. That guy was a fucking pimp. How do you feel about transgender play bunnies? You know, because I mean, they did. I believe before Hugh died, they did one of them had a transgender model in it, and they were trying to show out like for trans beauty and stuff like that. Cause they were like, beauty is beauty, you know, a woman is a woman, and it's beautiful.
Huh? Nothing. I mean, I don't even know, like, because you don't want to say the wrong thing. I also don't give a fuck too, so it's just, the world's so progressive. You want it to like work, and I would be like, yay for it, but like,
I mean, well, so like my whole idea on these types of things, like all these progressive movements, is that
it's so much.
They're forcing you to accept it. So like that's the thing, like you can't force me to want something.
I feel like Disney's really forcing it on kids.
Well, I mean, I guess that's different because they're just trying to teach kids that it's like you kinda have to accept it. It's like, all right.
Did you hear about the show that Andy Mack thing? That show?
I didn't.
I think a guy kissed another guy on the show. So yeah, that's what happened. But I think it's for kids that are like, I might be wrong, but like 8 to like 13. I don't know.
I mean, so like that was the whole thing. I mean, Disney's trying to tackle it in a safe way because they don't. Because like 20 years, 30 years ago, like you could call somebody a fag, and it wasn't.
It wasn't like.
I mean, no, it was disrespectful because you were calling him a fag to like call him gay. Okay, you were calling him gay. Well, no, it was just more acceptable because you know you shouldn't call people that, but it was like you're a fag because this and that, and it's not really. No, fag isn't really an acceptable word here.
You get away with it. You can't say, hey.
I mean,
you can't say, oh, I mean,
you can. It's not recommended to say fag because, like, you know, everybody gets so hurt over everything, and it's just like I don't like. It's the freedom of speech. If you really get so bothered by a word that it makes you feel like you need to kill yourself, like if somebody calls me a nigger today, they're like, you fucking black nigger, you Mexican looking nigger, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, that would not bother me at all. Maybe because I'm just mature, but words don't hurt me. But once you swing at me or something like that, once you make an action, yeah, I'll react to you.
I've called you something of that or like that.
I mean, I've heard white people call me a nigger before, so it's nothing real. So I mean, it's nothing to be worried about. Like, people just get so offended. I
grew up in a family I have six siblings. I was fat. They call me fat. Like, even stuff like that. Like, people are like, what are you calling? Like, my little sisters will always be like, "What's up, fat ass?" And I'm like, "Hey."
That's kind of mean.
It is mean, but you know what? I was fat, and everyone's just like, "Hey, you're fat. You don't want to be called fat.
Lose weight."
Exactly.
Right.
And that's why I ended up. You know.
But I mean, okay, like going in the sense that most things you can change, most things that you're bullied for are usually things you can change.
Yeah.
Unless it's like your height or your orientation. Like you can't change your sexual
height
preference.
One's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that's gotta suck. That's just genetics. That's a roll of the dice, my man. But like being gay, right? Mm-hmm. If you're gay, you can't change that. But being transgender is a choice. Like I'm not saying you choose to feel the way you choose, but you choose to get surgery to feel more like how you feel on the inside, right? And I mean, you can't do something. You can't like when you get a tattoo, right? You don't expect people to not look at it and make some kind of criticism about it. You expect them to either say, "Oh, that's nice, bad, ugly, weird. Why'd you get it?" I mean, then if you're willing to get a tattoo, you know, if you're willing to undergo all this surgery and all these physical changes, then why are you afraid of the criticism? It sounds like you weren't ready for that. If somebody can call you a tranny or whatever slur you would call a transgender person, I believe it would be a tranny. Like, what would you, or you misgender them, like, why would you get offended? Like, you did that to yourself. I don't know if you know, but you did that to yourself. Like, you made that choice to physically change yourself. And, like, fat people, like, I'm not going to say fat people aren't healthy, but I'm not going to say they are healthy. Because, like, I guess it really depends on what you're putting in your body. Because you can be fat, but eat veggies all the time. But it's just because you're not burning off that fat that you have stored on your body from prior, you know. So, I mean, being fat is kind of a double-bladed, double-edged sword. Because, you know, I feel like being, like, 200 pounds is okay, right? But I guess it's really on your height and shape, or your height, and that also clues into your weight. Because if you're 5'3" and you're like 250, yeah, you're fat. You're fat as shit. Well, you're not fat as shit. Again, it just depends on your shape, though. It's like if you eat fries and chips and fat and unhealthy food all day, then yeah, you're not being healthy. So, but you know, people get hurt when you call them fat, and then they start eating more. And it's just like, hey, I understand you feel that way, but you should probably work towards eating healthier if you're gonna eat more food, like eat more fruits and veggies instead of unhealthy snacks. And healthy food tastes like shit.
Fat shaming, that shit motivates me.
I'm saying, like, fat shaming is like
I'm telling you, I already had motivation because I was doing wrestling and shit. I was like, yeah, but like that being in your head, like that took me to a whole different motivation. Like that really, like in the gym, I would always like, man, you don't even know. It's just like, but some people just can't, you know.
And I mean, like, shaming, like, when we say, like, people are fat shaming, slut shaming, like, the shit tends to be true, though. Like, you only get slut shamed if you fucked a bunch of guys.
But it's like, you can't slut. It's like, but why is she fucking everybody?
Like, if you fuck everybody, if you
deserve,
fuck 10
I feel
guys,
like you
right?
deserve that. Honestly.
I mean, but then, like, what makes you a slut? Like, if you date somebody and then you have sex with them, I don't classify you as a slut. You were in a relationship. But if you're just going around having sex with different people, yeah, I'm gonna classify you as promiscuous. You're gonna be called a slut in such speech. I mean, that's just how people identify others that use their body openly. I mean, if like slut shaming and fat shaming and all those other shaming, like there's truth in it. So there's a reason why they're doing it. I don't understand how people get so hurt over it. Like, if you don't want to be a hoe, don't be a hoe. Like, if you don't want to be called one, don't be one. Like, it's not hard. You don't want to be fat, lose weight. Walk around the block some more.
Okay, guys. Time for some spitballing. Brandon, what's the craziest thing you've seen happen at school?
I saw a lot of crazy things happen at school. I saw somebody get jumped. I saw a video of somebody, like get into a fight and hit his head on the wall and have to be taken to the hospital. I seen shit. I've seen somebody get hit with like a chair in a fight. Like the fight was almost over. Like the fight was over, but the girl on top like was walking away and she like picked up a chair and turned around and threw it at the girl on the ground. And you know, I saw somebody ended up throwing like a wet floor sign in a fight. Like there was a fight and you just saw like a wet floor sign just like fly across the lunchroom.
Like I was coming right out the bathroom and somebody decked this dude. I was like, what the? And it got
was like
crazy.
Yeah, no.
Bro,
shit got hectic.
At the school we went to, I've seen somebody grab a girl and this girl grabbed another girl and just slammed her face into a locker. So there, 2 glass doors got broke because people were fighting, and then I've seen multiple people getting jumped. Like,
yeah, for sure. Like this generation is also known for jumping
like,
people.
I'm telling you, the scariest thing I've probably seen is just I'm walking out of school going home, and you just hear you hear the feet on the ground like running up, and like this dude gets jumped by like at least 10 people. It was like wow, and no one's helping this guy.
I've seen that outside of school too, though. I saw that in Garden Hills. Like I saw when I used to go to daycare when I was a little kid. It was around like Hedge Road or some shit like the Hedge Court, and there's I don't know what was going on because I was a kid and I was oblivious to all that shit because I didn't live over there. I lived the opposite direction. Like I lived like 5-10 minutes the other way. So it's like I was just over there for being a babysat, and we were walking and we saw like a couple people like running, and we saw like a big group of people running after them, and it was like those 2 people, like it was 2 or 3 people that were running in front, and they were like trying to get away from like the mob of people behind them, and they didn't. They like that mob stopped because those people had stopped, and they were all like, those people were getting fucked up by that group of people. It had to been like 10 to 15 people in that group because that shit was serious. Serious.
Okay, so I don't know if you heard about it, but so the NBA is back. So there's, what was his name? I think Daniel, it was like DJ, something like that, on the Houston Rockets. He got in trouble for having COVID-19 test, a female come in his room, and other NBA players have gotten in trouble for leaving camp, the quarantine space, or having people come in. Lou Williams, probably the most biggest one, going to what was it, Magic, the one that Terry Crews I think said should be shut down, where all the strippers are. Magic Wingstop. It was something.
Magic City.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on NBA players getting? And are they really wrong for? I mean, who wants to be there all the fucking time? Even though everything is there, they did set up barber shops, all kinds of things. They got PlayStation lounges, all the stuff they need.
Lounge.
That's fucking NBA.
These
players,
niggas don't have their own game systems. They don't have
room
for themselves.
They don't. I think there's even I think there's courts outside and shit.
I mean, you want to get some pussy though. Like I understand. Like NBA players have to get pussy.
And then on top of that, the coach, like, you can bring your family, but the coaches can't bring their family. So the players, and so that's another situation there.
And this before the game or some shit, this is like the camp.
The camp.
Oh,
so
right.
Yeah, coaches are mad. They're like, bro, we can't bring our kids, but the player, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. But I mean, at the same time, I wouldn't want to bring my family. I'm bringing my family to a bunch of motherfuckers that could have been exposed to COVID. And I mean, I personally wouldn't want to be there myself.
And here's the last thing happening. I'm going to show you the video later. Russell Westbrook, I forgot how he scored, but he scored and he's talking shit to people's families. And they show the crowd. It's just people's wives and kids. I'm like, okay, dude. Really? He's just like talk. It's like it's weird because he's just staring at him talking shit. I'm like, what? There's no crowd. It's just people's wives and kids.
It's pretty fucked up.
It's pretty. He was talking. Westbrook. He was talking his ass off. I was like, bro, I hope he didn't say something. I wanted to hear that shit.
Yeah, no. What was it? There was some shit. Did you hear that there was like a bunch of booing at a game recently? They took like a moment for they took a momentary pause for like the racial injustice recently. Yeah, it was an NFL fan. It's a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Oh,
they booed
the
and
game
shit.
last night. Oh yeah. Because everyone was standing across the field, right?
Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, no, I heard. Yeah, they that was shitty.
You know,
And this was a major thing that was being brought up. Is sports centers, they hop on the hottest shit, or at least they think they do. They usually don't. But them and basketball and ESPN just bring in politics into sports, and now all the numbers are decreasing, and so that's a big problem. And now the NFL is doing it, and so numbers are going down.
right? Politics have no place in basketball. That's what we. So like, UFC sports are where we go to get away from our life.
Thank you, UFC, for staying. Like, I'm not even trying to be that guy, but like when I'm going to watch a sport, I just want to see it. I want to get my mind away from all that. It's like it's really everything.
See, they want to make a fucking platform out of everything. Like I don't want that.
Like sports is a good get out place right now, but it's like you're pushing it. Like no,
Like niggas are sitting out of the games and shit because a motherfucker got shot. Like bro, if y'all don't just fucking play the basketball game that y'all get paid to play and practice for, like can y'all just do that?
That's the thing that killed me was LeBron saying that he wanted to cancel. I'm like, dude, and then people are shitting on LeBron because it's like he's Black Lives Matter, all this, but when the stuff in China was happening, he just was nowhere to be found.
What stuff in China?
This kids working at sweatshops.
Nigga, that's been happening forever.
Okay, but I think it was for his. Was it for the LeBron shoes? It was one of his businesses, but he just he didn't.
I thought LeBron's was under like Nike or something like that.
He has some weird connection to it. I'm gonna have to let me look that up.
But I mean, like sweatshops have been happening forever though.
All this shit's been happening. Like everyone's like Black Lives. Like, dude, this has been happening. Okay, while we look this up, hey, the Travis Scott meal. What'd you think about? I didn't know that was very interesting to
actually,
look
they
at.
said that I don't think his they talked about that for though. Oh, they did. Oh, they just recently accused this nigga like a month or two ago.
Damn.
About the. I mean, what do they expect? Like, where else are we gonna get the shit made? Like, I'm sorry, if somebody's gonna do it for less pay, I mean, obviously you're gonna opt for that. That's
obviously.
That's why outsourcing is so.
Like, I may be an asshole, but if some kid or something or motherfuckers are gonna do some shit, for
maybe even do it better than how we would do it.
And then it probably is better. I mean,
like I wouldn't like pay them that cheap. Cause they be paying them like less than $1 an hour, and that's kind of fucked up.
That's
like,
my whole thing about people talking about Mexicans should be. Mexicans are gonna work for. I mean, we're not. We shouldn't give them, as Mom said, they will do that shit for less. And
they take the jobs we don't want.
Like they do that shit. You guys aren't gonna do, and they'll do it good. They'll do it fat. They won't complain. It's like the other motherfuckers should be leaving. We need them. Goddamn, they doing this shit nobody else wants to.
Yeah, no, they just. I don't know. People. Right now, it's just a fucked up time for everybody. Like, the last 4 years have been fucked up, but this one tops it.
It's weird. It really has been a weird number of years. Shit's just been going down.
Yeah, I mean, like, everybody got political, which we didn't need, but whatever.
Well, in better news, Keeping Up with the Kardashians canceled. Can you believe shows like that last 14 years?
Not quite, but
like, who the fuck is what? Like, really? The Kardashians? I understand. I mean, if you look at how many followers they got on Instagram, it makes sense. People really want to be like them.
I don't know.
Everyone has inspirations.
Yeah, but like, not all inspirations are good. That's what people don't think about. It's like, you might have inspiration, but is your inspiration good? It's like, do you want to be like that? But when you look, you got to look at the full picture. People don't do that.
Okay. Did you hear about Walking Dead 2 more spinoffs of zombies coming?
You said Walking Dead too. Man, I don't even fucking keep up with that show. The only show I watch related to that is Fear the Walking Dead.
That's what I wanted to tell you. I was like, oh, hilarious. No, I don't know how I caught that. I think it was on TV and it was like Fear the Walking Dead's last season. They were like, no, we're gonna have 2. I was like, huh. I never just watched that shit. I think I watched. What is it? Walking Dead? Is that the original thing?
Yeah, it was The Walking Dead, then the Fear the Walking Dead.
I thought it was cool. I just was like,
I never actually watched. I saw the first episode when it aired back in like 2010, whatever.
It was a minute ago.
And then I didn't actually watch it after I watched the other shit.
Okay, embarrassing stories talking to girls. You got any embarrassing moments talking to girls?
Embarrassing moments talking to girls? Not off the top of my head. I mean, I hate to sound like a higher up piece of shit, and I'm not. I don't like to think I'm like God's gift to earth, right? But they're not embarrassing moments for me. But it's like some of the girls I talk to are kind of fucking stupid. They're kind of fucking stupid, like kind of stupid. And I mean, like I love them dearly. They're great people, right? But like. And I'm not saying it's just like their spelling and then their phrasing of shit just kind of bugs me. And it's kind of embarrassing that I talk to them. Because I'm just like, damn, bro.
Honestly, I was expecting a lot more from a lot of girls. It was like, this one Asian girl, like, she school smart, but like, outside of that, bro, she just didn't have it. I was like, wow.
I mean, I don't know.
Just said some shit, and I was like, wow, okay.
Like,
honestly, my sister has said, like, you know how I've said some shit to you probably. Well, she said some shit that could top my top 5 easily. Like, the shit she said, everybody in the room would just turn and just like, what the fuck? Like, how are you related to us? Like, man, people are just slow. Some people are just.
Yeah, capital slow.
Okay, what are we gonna do now? Oh yeah, so Jimmy Salinas on 2 episodes ago, and he had I forget her name, not good with names, but she was on Tiger King. Have you seen Joe Exotic's face?
I haven't.
Take a look at this guy. Oh my god. You should, like, if you just look at the whole cast, like, an interesting bunch of people. I think that Netflix is like top 2.
Oh, that's Joe Exotic, the guy with the long hair? That's Joe Exotic?
Smooth Criminal, yeah.
Really? I thought Joe Exotic was a guy with like. That's the guy that woke up with a dick in his mouth?
That's the guy who's putting dicks in house.
When niggas was asleep?
For sure.
So somebody said they woke up with his dick in his mouth?
No, I was making a joke like, they take some heroin. No, because one of the guys who's married to him right now, he straight than a motherfucker. And then all of a sudden, cause they, this is a documentary. And then he's straight. He's there's this, what was she doing? She was like cashier or whatever. He's flirting with her. They were trying to have a kid or whatever. Next thing you know, he's fucking him. And then they were like, what the fuck? And it just happened quick. They're like, and yeah, they're getting married. I'm like, did I miss something? Because he was just flirting with this bitch. And
I mean, the heart wants what the heart wants.
No, buddy did some drugs. And then he was like, hey, I got some tigers. And I got, something that's going to need to be, sucked on.
The fact that you just did the hand motions is phenomenal. This fucking guy. There's no camera here yet. You fucking did the camera. Why?
I love to fucking bring. Oh my god. You got, I wish you guys could. Man, we're gonna be on YouTube soon. Season 2. We're back. Don't go to Vegas and die. Get fucked up. Next thing you know, you got a baby, hair all cut off, face all fucked up. Like you got one eyebrow missing and half your beard's missing. You're bald headed. Got one kid in one hand. Got the wife sleeping on the other hand. She just got the ring.
No. It's no.
I mean, it's obviously not your kid, but it is now. You are father. Okay, I'm gonna stop bullshitting. Would you ever live in Russia?
Probably not.
It's a fuck no. Like you can't like. Freedom of speech is not an option there.
Well, freedom of speech isn't an option anywhere besides America.
Oh no, but like I'm not gonna die over some shit.
Well, I mean, you might not die. You might be jailed though, and fined, like in Canada. I mean,
I feel like
if you misgender somebody on purpose, that could have a fine in Canada, I believe.
Man, but you can do that inside here. And people need to realize they have it pretty decent here. Like it's really like they don't realize that. I'm just glad they're not gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna like, okay. So if I'm correct, I think you get to drink when you're 12 there.
You said what?
12? Maybe. Hold up, I might be drunk myself.
I mean, you could be 12 here and drink if you're in your parents, like, you know.
No, but that's what I want to ask you about. Would you give your kids a little bit of alcohol? 14. Give them a little sip of wine for dinner.
No.
You make them wait till they're 21.
No.
Some parents do that. Just I think it's not 13, maybe 14 or 15. Just a little bit of one. I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird. I never thought anybody would actually do that.
I mean,
everyone parents differently,
Yeah, but like in in Europe, in Germany, I believe it's 16 to drink. So but you can't drive until you're 18. It's like you can't drive or it's like you can be 18 and drink or some shit like that, but. I don't know. I mean, apparently it changed, but because I remember in German class, when we were learning German, she said that you could drink at like 16, but you couldn't drive until you were like 18 to 20. And it was kind of weird.
Shit's weird.
Like you can ride like a motorbike over there at 16. You can get a car with an adult at 17, and for your own car, it's 18. Yeah, so I don't know.
I just hate other countries. Like this shit's so different.
I mean, that's what makes it so good, though.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm pretty sure you've heard about Katie having, a burner account on Instagram.
I don't know what that is.
So, you know who Skip Bayless is?
Skip Bayless?
Skip and Shannon Undisputed.
I think I've heard of Skip before.
Yeah, he's white. Anyways, I like to call him Drip Bayless. Y'all on Instagram will follow him. Y'all know who Drip Bayless is. That dude always got some flea ass shoes. But no, so like I guess the understanding of burner accounts so what they've done on it's like an account, of course, they put some, I don't even know the names they use, they fake names, no picture, whatever. And so Skip, what he did, he fucked up. He probably didn't know how to use technology. He was on his account, went under one of his posts and was like, Skip, you're the best. I don't know why people are hating on you, and that's what they do. Because like they want to talk shit to the haters. KD talks shit to the haters. Like,
Right.
He's like fuck you and all this and that. But Skip was just like, hey, you're the best, and then people were like, huh?
So he was on his own account.
Yeah, and then that's when they realized like, oh, you're one of those guys. Because KD, he openly admitted it, and he talked about it in multiple interviews. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna still keep going on fans. And they're like, why don't you use your real account? He's like, can't be doing that on your real account. You gotta, It was just, he just seemed so, it was weird. He just seemed cool with it. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't care. Like, dude, that's what you do in your spare time? Really, bro?
Shit, sometimes you gotta do that.
It sounds like it gets to him. It sounds like he let the comments get to him. I don't think LeBron is. Maybe LeBron does too, but like, dude.
I mean, sometimes
motherfuckers must have been. Oh yeah, when he went to the Warriors, motherfucker was talking shit. He was like, man, I can do. Shut your ass up. I'm KD, nigga. It's just fun. I think it's funny.
Yeah, because they're people too.
Hey,
but we have the freedom of speech, and they like. I don't think
I would have been on my account like, shut your bitch ass up.
Right, but like you don't represent a whole organization though.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like
right.
we're just small fries. We're just broke people. We live in the bottom of the barrel. So like when you're at the top and you're the fresh pickings, they want to make sure you look ripe all the time.
Star player for the Brooklyn Nets. You can't be on Instagram talking shit like, hell no.
I mean, you can, and that'll just get you like dropped. That's
sure.
like if Kevin Durant went on live TV and was like, fuck the Warriors. Like they're like the whole NBA is gonna be like, oh my god, what did this man just do?
Steve Kerr
he said fuck the Warriors on national television. Like that's a bad look. He didn't even say like fag or anything. Like if he says fag, that could get him fucked up.
The cool thing about UFC, I love that they can there is no team. They promote themselves. They can just say that. They're like, shut the fuck up.
Even though you're from the same camp.
Nevada may suspend you, but I mean, everyone does it. The camps are so like, it got crazy a couple years ago. But I just loved how Conor could. I didn't love it, but he's talking about this guy. Khabib's religion, his family. He pretty much got away with it until the big brawl afterwards. But it's just crazy how they can get away with it, but with other. But it's
because it's an independent thing.
Yeah. It's just But I've seen fighters. You can talk shit. It's like I think it's cool. You as an athlete, you should be able to be like, hey, if someone comments under your shit, you should be able to be like, hey, shut the fuck up.
I mean, yeah, like people talk shit to cops, and cops just don't be talking shit back. Like if I was a cop, I'd be like, yeah, like I'd be the first. You say some shit to me, I'm gonna say some shit back.
The cop I was telling you about, so something happened outside, somewhere we were at, and this guy just walked up to a cop while he was arresting, had some guys arrested and were searching his car, and he was like, he was like, I'll beat your ass and shoot you, whatever. All kinds of crazy shit. Should have got his ass shot. And the cop was like, shut the fuck up and walk your ass on. I was like, yeah, you better shut the fuck. I don't know why he said he'd shoot a cop like that. I'm surprised that guy ain't just.
Must have been drunk. He's like.
He was so like, bro. He was like, hey, what's happening over? He's like, oh, they got my man. And then he just started walking. I was like, he finna start some bullshit. He was like, hey, what you. That dude. Who just says that's why y'all get shot? I'm gonna come back with something. You should have got the moment you say some shit like that. I'm gonna have to shoot you because you want bullshit.
For sure, yeah. I'm gonna need to point my gun at you until you walk away.
That is a fucking threat. He should have beat his ass.
For sure, but like cops can't do that. And like cops are really underpaid.
But he did have those 3 other guys. And I'm pretty sure those guys would have ran off because they ended up going down.
I mean, weren't they all in cuffs, or is that before they had cuffs on?
I mean, they were on cuffs, but they were like.
I mean, once you have cuffs on, you can't really do much.
But I mean, 2 other cars came, so then I was like, "Oh, these guys, something happened because they got 4 cars."
Yeah, I mean, they're lucky they didn't get their car taken.
Yeah, I was waiting for that one.
They could have been assholes and tried to get the car towed.
So you seen the movie you've seen the movie Four Brothers.
Yeah. My
man, dude, I love movies like that. in the ending. So I don't know if you guys watched the movie. You probably explain this better than me, but I don't even know where they're at. They're like
Detroit.
oh, correct. But they're fucking. It's not snow. It's like what is it? It's like ice. I know what it is. I don't know. At the end, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah, I mean they're in a snowy area. I mean it was like a lake or some shit.
what?
I would assume it was like Lake Michigan or something.
And so he was paying. So what was the brother? Goddamn, I don't even.
There was Bobby, Jack, Jeremiah, and Angel.
So Jeremiah was trying to pay this guy some money, right? I think it was 400,000.
Something like that, yeah.
And the guy was like, "Yeah, this lunch money. Finna get this money and throw this guy in the river." And so, so this guy was an asshole. He thought everybody was on his side or whatever. And he's like, "Who finna fight the king? Who finna fight the king?" So Mark Wahlberg comes out, and this fucking guy. Everybody drove to this place because it's a big ass area in the lake. I think they went like straight to the middle. He's just walking. You just see him strutting, and it's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? These guys end up fighting. He beats the shit out of him. They end up tossing that guy. It was just, man. You guys have to go watch Four Brothers. I know I ain't hype it up the way I could have, but man, I thought it was one of the best movies for sure. Mark Wahlberg's been in a lot of movies I like.
A lot of action.
Okay, Fam wants to know, you could have one Infinity Stone, which one would it be?
Probably say the...
I think it's called the Reality Stone, but I want that one. Yeah,
I think it's that. The reality.
The green one, yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Because I don't actually know the.
I think it's reality,
time,
space.
Yeah, I think it was space in there too. Mind, power, reality, soul, space, and time.
Oh, so
that's 6. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
right, because they were 1, 2, 3,
5 on the knuckles, and then
1 right. Man, Thanos. It felt like yesterday just going to the movie theaters watching Infinity Wars and Endgame. Those were so ridiculous. So good. I just thought they were so long. That was the thing. It was like, goddamn, 3 hours.
Oh, yeah, I just saw this thing where they explained what every stone did when he snapped. So it was like the Mind Stone was to discern life. The Reality Stone was to erase the physical body. The Soul Stone was to take the life. The Power Stone was to execute this massive task. The Space Stone was to reach the whole universe. And the Time Stone was to take life all at once. Like, that's pretty fucking, that's deep.
Dude's an evil fucking dude.
Yeah.
Killed his fucking daughter to get that stone.
He did. I mean, she was adopted, so.
I mean, he killed her whole thing. He's like, you don't gotta see that. I thought that guy. And then the fact that he was supposed to get Captain America, he would have been like, damn, you killed Catman? Fuck yeah, you're the fucking man. Not only did you fucking erase it, you killed Cat. Yeah, join the team, bro. Lead the team. Lead us this way.
Who?
Thanos. No, I think he's still probably the top villain. Regardless. Killing Cap would have been... That would have been cool.
Killing Cap?
Captain.
Yeah. No, that would have been pretty fucking bad to kill Captain America.
I don't want no good endings over.
I mean, he could have brought him back since he... No, he couldn't have. Because he would have killed him without the snap. So, like, when they snapped, they did it to undo the snap. But the people that died outside of the snap...
Right, because I think in the way they had it, he chopped his head off.
Oh, yeah, he decapitated that man.
Yeah.
That's what they said. But they cut that shit from the movie. Because you can't show that in a fucking a PG-13, like a PG movie.
And I would probably say their audience, mostly kids, and they're gonna be like,
mostly kids. What the fuck are you talking about? That was mostly fucking adults. Adults going with their kids.
Adults going with it.
They offered to go. They was like, "You want to go see that new Marvel movie?"
No cap. It is a lot of it. Like, damn, no.
Like Endgame, I saw nothing but fucking adults.
Yeah, bro. Like
when I went to go see Endgame, there was more adults and teenagers in that bitch than there were fucking little kids, and I was just amazed. Like, what?
It was well, no, of course Deadpool. I don't remember one. But man, most of the movies I've been to, it's just like adults.
Yeah,
people like movies. Cause what Endgame was it's not even the top movie I think ever was Avatar 2, maybe 1, and that I don't even like that shit. I don't even want to see that bullshit when it comes back.
Avatar 2
with fucking blue people.
I mean,
Justin's waiting on that.
Yeah, he's waiting on that. He loved that movie so much.
Everybody was like, I was like
every time we were over his house, we watched that shit. Like almost every time.
My dad fucking talking about, yeah, that was so. No,
it was okay. I mean,
I hated it. I was like, what?
I watched it when I was a little kid, and then Justin like dick wrote it so hard, I just didn't like it. Like he just wrote it so hard when I met him. He was like, Avatar is so cool. Like, you ever seen Limitless?
The movie?
Yeah.
Saw the TV show. I really like that.
Yeah, you know, like if that was realistic, that'd be cool. A pill that could unlock your brain.
That's what I thought was so, bro. I really was so hurt when they didn't come back with a season 2 of the show. The show was so much, and Bradley Cooper produced the show. Was the producer of. Shit, he was the guy who gave him the pills, and so I was like, oh, here we go.
That makes him a piece of shit.
That guy was hooked, and he was ready to go.
Hooked. Not even really being hooked. That's just you wanting to eat a bunch of shit.
I mean, even if he did, I think at first he didn't want to, and then he ended up making him take. I mean, regardless, you're gonna get hooked on that shit. Want it or not, if you take it. Have you seen Street Beefs on YouTube?
No.
It's the
underground fighting thing.
Not underground, but yeah,
it's like backyard fighting.
Yeah, backyard fighting.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to see people just fight. They look deep. They look okay for some people scrapping. So there's this.
My dad Kimbo Slice on there one time and shit. It was pretty cool.
This Italian guy. He's known for just getting in the craziest fucking. It's always crazy when that guy gets in there. This white guy. He's so like. You see him slap himself like that guy's crazy. Some people are just like, they love that life, man. No, but Street Beefs, it's crazy how some people start off from there and end up, maybe in the UFC or somewhere. Jorge Masvidal, I think, is most known for that. He fought Kimbo Slice's protege, and I think he was like 300 pounds, and I think Jorge at this time was 170. He just whooped his ass. That's what happened. He was at McDonald's in the drive-thru. I think somebody offered him a fight, and he was like, nah. And then he was like, oh, he offered me more to fight in the backyard? Yeah, I'm going to take that. And just beat that dude up, and it went famous all over YouTube. Shit, I think he got like 15, 19 videos just fighting. Okay. We will end the show talking. World Star knockouts. But the bad ones. The ones that don't end well. I know you've seen somebody just like. It's weird when people land backwards, but like, head first. Like, they don't even hit the back. That's the thing that, like, ew. That's the worst thing to see.
I don't know. Sometimes it's like it's interesting.
It's interesting how many people get knocked the fuck out, and it's like, wow, you really just like you got slipped. I can't believe how many times I've seen just somebody just swing and just deck somebody with one punch.
Yeah, no.
Like, I thought people would be able to like just take one and.
Really, there's a few factors that go into you getting knocked out. Like, are you ready for the hit?
Yeah.
And then,
but
like,
most
are you
people's hands
tired?
be down. It's like, bro, yeah, that's.
It's like how much connects and where do he hit? Like if he connects straight to your jawline, then yeah, he's gonna shake your brain. But I mean, if he doesn't, I mean, it only takes a certain amount of hits really to like a few hits to break the guard. It's like once you break the guard, they're gonna like not try to get hit as much, and once you start hitting them in the face, their brain starts to shake more and more.
Brian Ortega, he's 14-1 at UFC. So during his fight against the champion Max Holloway, Max is known for just throwing and punching until you go down. So he had his hands up, and so I think it was third round until the fight ended because of doctor stoppage. He just kept taking it to the face, like he wasn't even putting his hands up. And then in the interview, he said, "Yeah, I didn't put my hands up because my hands hurt so much from blocking. It felt easier to take it on the face."
Yeah.
And he took over like 200. He took like 100 just unanswered. I was like, what? That's a bad situation. Like, damn, you block so much. You just like, fuck it.
Yeah, you block. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens. Like, in the game, you know, your character, like, he blocks so much, and then every hit, it's just like, it decreases his block.
I hate that. I hate when, like, because, you know, you want to move back or something. It's like, damn, because you can't block that many times. Especially if they kick your arm. Like, it's only a certain amount of time you could block some shit.
Yeah, that's why they say, like, you gotta try to make the best of the situation. You gotta try to fight that shit out. Because, like, blocking only gets you so far. Because you, like, I say you block for 5 seconds, and then you go on offense. Like, you defense it, and then you offense.
Like, I feel like people don't understand, like how hard it is to just block some shit for, especially if it's like, these guys are fighting for 25 minutes, and this guy don't know how to, like, you know, swerve and step back right. They got to block. Conor McGregor, so I love his style, how he gets to keep his hands down.
A match.
I never, yeah.
You can't eat the day before a match, unless it's, like, healthy. Because, you know, you don't want to, like, have the feeling of having to take a shit while you're fighting.
Right, I think they eat the day before, like, after the weigh-in, because they start them, so, yeah, maybe, I think it's, like, once, though, but, like, I wouldn't eat that day, hitting the stuff.
Yeah, you don't want that.
For real. No, I just love Conor. The hands down, the step back, the boom, boom. His power is ridiculous on UFC. They need to turn that shit down on the game. But it's like that in real life, I guess. I just love it how people have just said when they get hit by him, it's just like they see stars and shit. It's just crazy.
I mean, that's usually how it works when you get hit. Like, everybody sees something.
I'm just glad people, like, you know, boxers, because these guys are usually sitting, they're knocking people out with 16 and 4-ounce gloves. Somebody, you better wrestle him because somebody gonna get knocked the fuck out. Like Mike Tyson with 4 ounce.
Yeah, like Mayweather with 4-ounce gloves.
People, you know what? I will talk shit about Mayweather forever, but like, he's got the bet. Like defensively, that guy's like, you gonna have to wrestle him in those 4 ounce because if he connects, bro, like it's over for sure.
Yeah, because those are just barely fists hitting your face.
Like if he could, and I think he said he wanted to train with John. If he trains with John Jones for a year, I want to see him and Conor because both are the hardest hitters, I think, for sure. But I think Conor might. What is Mayweather, like 43? He might be older than that. And he needs to sit his old ass down. But thank you guys for joining us. Episode 16. Season 1 almost coming to an end. But we will be back with Season 2. Any final words, Brandon?
Stay safe and don't shoot anybody unless you have to.
I'm your host, Breezy, always here. We're out.